Hey everybody, welcome back to the True College Hockey Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Vocesana. And today's topic is Junior B or Junior C actually worth it? I will be talking mostly about the American leagues, but I'm going to very quickly shout out the EOJHL in Canada due to them playing a game outside, which I think is just so sick. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on YouTube or Instagram. Alright, let's clear something up. Because junior hockey in the United States confuses a lot of people, especially if you're from Canada. When talking about Junior B and Junior C in the States, those labels don't actually exist the same way they do up north. But in terms of level and role, they're basically the exact same thing. So for this video, I'm going to explain it in pretty simple terms. Now, think of Junior C in the States with leagues like the NA3HL and the EHL, and think of Junior B as something closer to the USPHL Premier. This is not a very perfect comparison, and this is just my own idea and kind of just what I think of it is. And don't get confused the NA3HL with the NAL. The NAL is an extremely good league. It's just its counterpart isn't very good. Let's start with what most people would call Junior C. In the U.S., that's mainly the NA3HL, and depending on the team, parts of the EHL. These are Tier 3 style leagues. They're pay to play. You have to pay money to play, and they're regional. So most players usually are from the area, and they often are the first stop for players coming out of high school, prep, or a U18 program who still want to chase junior and college hockey. The NA3HL is probably the best example. It's structured, USA Hockey sanctioned, and has teams spread across the country. The levels vary a lot from team to team, which is important to understand that a top NA3HL team can be very competitive, but a weaker one can be glorified U18, like basically just AA, AAA. The EHL is interesting because it kind of sits in between. Some EHL teams play at a level closer to Junior B, but the worst ones are almost like Junior C. Geographically matters a lot more there, but overall, these leagues are more about development and opportunity, not exposure. And that's the key to understanding about this Junior C tier in the United States. Scouts aren't lining up at the rink. If you move from these leagues, it's usually because you or your coach makes it happen. It's your film, stats, emails, connection. You have to be proactive. Nothing's going to be handed to you if you play in these leagues. Now, that doesn't mean these leagues are useless. They can be really valuable in the right situation. If you're a late bloomer, if you need time to play physically, or if you honestly just weren't ready for the high juniors right away. This level can give you real minutes against older players, and that's something U18 hockey doesn't give you. But there's a catch. If you're not playing meaningful minutes in the NA3HL or the EHL, it's honestly not worth the money. You're just going to be sitting on the bench, and at this level, that doesn't help you develop, and it definitely is not going to help your exposure. Now, let's move up to what I would say is Junior B, which is the USPHL Premier. This is a big step from the NA3HL and most EHL teams. It's definitely faster. Players are definitely older, and overall, the level is way more consistent across the league. This is where junior hockey in the U.S. really starts to matter for college pathways. The Prem is technically a Tier 3 and is still pay to play, but it carries a lot more respect. There's a lot of college coaches, especially D3 and ACHA coaches, and actually recruit out of this league. Junior A teams also keep an eye on stronger premier players, but those players are mainly from better teams. This is also where the role matters even more. If you're a top 6 forward, top 4 defenseman, or a starting goalie in the Prem, you're in a pretty good spot. You're playing meaningful junior hockey, you're being evaluated, and you have real options if you perform well. But if you're buried in the lineup, the jump in the league does not help you at all. Now, let's talk about the outcomes, because that's what everyone really cares about. I would say if you play Junior C, the most realistic steps for you is to maybe move up to the USPHL Premier, get on a better team in the NA3HL, the EHL, some weaker ACHA programs, and if you are really good on a good team, maybe NCAA D3 opportunities, especially if you develop and produce very well in Junior C. Junior B, I would say the pathway opens up a lot more. I would say D3 is way more realistic, and ACHA is extremely common, and definitely with better ACHA teams. I'm not saying ACHA D3. I'm moving more towards D2 and D1. Also, some players do move up to the NCDC or other Junior A leagues, and I'll be honest, D1 is still very rare, but at least you're on the radar if you climb. This mistake a lot of players make is treating these leagues like destinations instead of steps. The NA3HL or EHL should not be long-term. It should be short-term. A year to prove yourself to play junior hockey is a great way. So, is Junior B or Junior C worth it in the USA? I think it can be sometimes. If you're playing real minutes, improving, and using the league as part of a plan, these leagues can actually help you build a legitimate hockey future. If you're there to say, oh yeah, I play juniors, or you're stuck in the same role year after year, then it's honestly not worth the money or your time. At the end of the day, U.S. hockey is less about the label and more about the leverage. Are you using the league to move forward, or are you just surviving in it? That's the difference. If you're trying to decide between the NA3HL, EHL, or US Prem right now, the question isn't which league sounds better or which one is cooler. It's where I play, where will I improve, and who will help me move on. That's the real answer. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me. Have a great day.